with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News NOWCAST.
Good evening, I'm Mike Ruzzi. Thanks for joining us for tonight's edition of the NOWCAST. We're learning more about that devastating fire last Friday at an Edinboro area restaurant and bar. Let's take a look at the scene last week. What's left of the 698 Roadhouse, it will have to be demolished. Fire officials confirming the flame started in a portable meat smoking unit in a shed right outside the bar. Demolition contractors were on the scene today as they bid to tear down what's left. Owner Chuck Heron tells us the devastating fire has left 12 to 15 people, his employees, out of work. We also learned that tenants who live upstairs had to escape the fire.
It's a very nice environment, very friendly people. You know, they treated very well. The food was great. Willie's cooking was out of this world, so he did all the smoking, and he was just a very nice crowd down there.
And Heron, who just built a pavilion before the fire, says he's thinking about erecting another one and possibly bringing a food truck on site to keep summer meals and bands going. He's not sure about a total rebuild of the restaurant and starting from scratch. And George Floyd ignited a movement for racial equality and social justice. Today, we're reflecting on how far we've come as a city 1 year later. About a year ago, a massive protest of Floyd's death turned into a riot in downtown Erie, one of the many protests across the nation. At the time, many agreed that the nation and even Erie felt divided. Michael Outlaw, community liaison with the city of Erie, says even before this happened, the city had been working to strengthen the relationship between police and civilians. And he believes Floyd's death made people more willing to have difficult conversations about race.
Before this incident happened with George Floyd, you know, on the national level, Erie was ahead of the curve. When Mayor Shimmer came into office back in 2018, and you know, he picked his chief of police, which is Chief Dan Pizzarni. One of the first things this administration did was take head on police and community relations issues.
And the city of Erie continues with many of its programs, from youth initiatives to community partnerships. Memorial Day weekend has people preparing to travel around the country, including here at home. And that means big sales for businesses that sell RVs and cars. In fact, owners say business is so busy, they've had to turn people away. Isaac Petcash has more.
Greg Kilborn is slammed with bookings. His rent-a-wreck on Westridge Road has been inundated with rental car requests for the upcoming holiday weekend.
Vans are already all booked for this weekend, minivans and big vans, and cars are all booked, SUVs, so people just seeing family mostly, even if it's in town.
Scratch what I just said. Things are even busier than that. Kilburn says he's almost completely reserved through the entire summer.
Now we're out of cars all the time, and which is a good thing. Our vans are booked through pretty much through the summer now, 12-passenger vans.
Bonnie Bell of Ray Wakely RV is just as busy. She says RVs have been in ridiculously high demand for both this weekend and the warmer days ahead.
Very busy. We are probably busier than we've ever been in our service department.
And the demand is so high, Ray Wakely's actually running into a bit of a problem. You see, they only have about 10% of the RVs they normally have on their lots. That's because of manufacturing backups. So they're actually having to turn people away, people who are willing to buy one of these right on the spot.
People want to buy the ones I have on the lot, and I'm holding them so people can order off of them, and people can't find RVs right now. They're just not out there.
But despite some inventory shortages, both Kilborn and Bell say they're just happy to be able to sell what they have. They say that wasn't the case in 2020, and they'll gladly spend some extra hours on the sale floor to make up for what they lost.
Seems like it's over as far as the pandemic goes, so I mean, it seems like it's going to be, summer's busy anyway, so maybe we'll have a good summer again.
And if you are looking into an RV now, you won't get it until the fall. And for those who do, expect campgrounds to be packed full all weekend. Pennsylvania says that more than 52% of adults have been fully vaccinated against COVID-19 across the Commonwealth. Looking around our region, more than 142,000 people have been vaccinated. Now that translates to about more than 45% of the population. Erie has fully vaccinated more than 103,000 people. For the latest COVID-19 facts and figures, check out our website, erienewsnow.com. Our Harbor Creek Township Senior Health Care Facility will lift some visitation guidelines. Beginning tomorrow, Brevalier Village will allow vaccinated residents and visitors to be on the grounds for walks and visits. Resident Laurel Donahak was enjoying being outside when we stopped by this afternoon. Visits are not to exceed an hour and they must be scheduled in advance. Indoor visits for vaccinated and non-vaccinated residents will increase to 45 minutes. And Brevalier is also removing the age limit for children, giving residents a chance to enjoy in-person chats with their entire family.
When you go for a year without seeing a loved one at any age, it's hard. It's hard on the heart and, you know, mentally, emotionally. There's been a lot of ups and downs that we're all kind of going through, but being able to open the doors to the younger people, it lifts their spirits.
And Brevalier also announced after an emergency room visit, a person will not require quarantine unless that visit extends more than 24 hours. 15 local kids got specially adapted bikes and strollers today, thanks to a nonprofit that helps kids with special needs. The nonprofit, Variety, gave out 12 special bikes and 3 strollers today, helping kids with special needs to be more mobile and spend time with other kids their age. Among the people receiving a bike today was Johnny Heibel, the former McDowell football player who had a traumatic brain injury during a game. His parents say they're thrilled by the generosity. Now, Johnny will be able to move a little bit on his own and will have a new way to work his muscles in his legs. And state parks, including Presque Isle, are reminded swimmers to apply sunscreen before diving into the water. The State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources is providing sunscreen dispensers at 22 state parks, including Presque Isle. The Pennsylvania Department of Health pays for the program and battery-operated dispensers. The program has been in place since 2017 and last year expanded to include Presque Isle's Beach 6. Swimming opens for the season at Presque Isle this Saturday, May 29th. And that's our report for now for this NOWCAST. Join us for our next news at 10 p.m. on the CW and again at 11 on WICU and WSEE. Have a great night.